This is either gonna look really cool or it'll be a very expensive mistake. There's no in between. In today's video, I'm going to be painting my mechanical keyboard. Now, I got this keyboard a few months ago with like two main reasons in mind, really. One, I'd heard that mechanical keyboards were more efficient and like more ergonomical, whatever, for typing on. Yes, all that is great. But also, I'd seen a lot of really cool pictures of mechanical keyboards online with cool keycaps, cool color schemes, things like that. And it just seemed like something that I wanted to have sitting on my desk. I've got the Varmillo V88 mechanical keyboard with what I believe are silent red switches. And I've struggled to find a good key set for it because I have the Mac version because I wanted all the Mac function keys and everything. I had the idea that maybe I could paint my own. My idea is that I want to paint sort of like just around the sides of the keys in a cool color. And I've actually picked up 3 different colors here. I've got a blue, a pink, and a purple. My idea is to sort of make it like a gradient. Looking up through the keyboard, it'll go from like blue to purple to pink. At least that's the idea. That's what we're going to try. I've watched a few YouTube videos with advice for painting, and I'm essentially just going to try and follow along with them today, and we'll see how we go. I've started off by removing all of the keys, which was a very fun experience in and of itself. And I took a photo beforehand as well, so that I don't forget which order they all go in, because I don't trust my memory on that. The first thing that I need to do, according to the tutorial that I saw, is to sand the edges down. So I'm going to sand them, then I'm going to mask off the top and the bottom, and then we're going to prime them and paint them. Let's see how this goes. Oh man, so doing all that sanding and sticking the tape on these keys took a lot longer than I expected. I mean, I don't know why I expected it to be a quick task, but because there are 88 keys after all on the keyboard. At least I think that's correct. Anyway, all the keys are now nicely taped up. Hopefully it'll mean that paint doesn't get through onto the top layer, because the reason that I'm doing this like painted sides instead of a full painted key is so that I don't have to think about how to get like the symbols back on top once I cover it up with paint. So yeah, my hope is that things won't bleed under the side. I don't know, I'm sure there'll be a bit of mess to clean up, and we'll tackle that when we come to it. But anyway, the first step is to prime it with a plastic primer, so I've done that, and it's all dry, and not looking a whole lot different. The primer was clear, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it would maybe have a color to it, but anyway, that's what we got. And now it is time to get painting. This is the scary part, so let's go. Okay, I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like this has gone pretty well. I've just done a little bit of like inspecting them and touching up where it seemed necessary. I don't know yet if the lines have ended up clean on the top like I hoped, but we'll find out. The colors are looking so cool. Like, I'm really happy with the spray paint I was able to find. And this is the order it's going to go on the keyboard as well. So it's going to flow from blue to purple to pink. Yeah. Okay, it's the next day, the keys are all dry, and it's time to put on the top coat. We'll see how this goes. I can already tell from looking at these keys that there's a couple of places where like the paint seeped underneath, like can you see there? So I'm gonna have to deal with that. There might need to be some sanding involved to try and get around it. But yeah, I'm gonna give these all a top coat now, and then we'll take the tape off once that dries and see where we're at and what fixes we need to make. I'm still hoping this turns out well. Okay, so I'm kind of regretting putting the varnish on, honestly, because it looks fine in like most places, but every now and then there's one side where the varnish seems to have, I don't know, made it go all puckery. There we go, can you see it there? So I don't know what to do about this. It's only a few keys that are affected, and it's mostly the pink ones, interestingly enough. So maybe the pink just doesn't like the varnish, but yeah, there's just this little bit of puckering on some keys. I'm gonna try, see how it can go sanding it down. Yeah, I don't know, repainting, revarnishing, whatever's needed there, just because I feel like I want it to look a little bit better than this. Let's try that next. I I think this whole sanding down thing is gonna work. As I go through, I'm gonna inspect each key, take the tape off it, and like set it to one side if I feel like it's good to go and good to be put back on the keyboard, and to a different side if it needs some work done. This one here just needed some touching up at the bottom where it was sort of stuck to the tape. But check it out, this is a little pink sided 7 key, and I think it's really cute. It's turned out how I wanted. I'm really excited about that. So this is going in the good pile. These ones needs work pile. And this, my friends, is the finished keyboard. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's almost exactly what I had in mind. There's definitely little places where, if you look closely especially, you can see that things aren't perfect, but that's okay. I'm all right with it. This was a DIY method. I was expecting things to not be absolutely perfect. I got them as good as I could, and it was a very, very time-consuming project, but a fun one to tackle. I've been using my beautiful painted keyboard for a couple of weeks now, so that's why there's been a gap in time, and you might notice that my hair color has faded a lot since the last clip. But it's been holding up well to my incredibly aggressive at times typing that I do on this keyboard. So I'm really happy with the overall quality and the time that I invested in bringing this project to life. I've had a lot of people ask me just about mechanical keyboards in general and why I prefer to use one. And like I said at the start, I really did want a cool looking keyboard. That was part of the reason why I got into a mechanical keyboard, not gonna lie. But having this keyboard out of action for a while I was doing all the painting of the keys and having to go back to the Apple keyboard, I realized just how much nicer it is to type on this in general too. So I know people have been asking about that, so that's my general thoughts on mechanical keyboards. If you would want to tackle a project like this yourself after seeing this video, then I really want to recommend that you watch the channel that I learned like these techniques from. I'll leave a link to that in the description box so you can check that out. On that channel, he definitely goes into way more detail and is much better about this in general than me. So would highly recommend you watch. It's fun to have this like little element of customization as part of my computer hardware setup. It makes me happy every time I'm looking down to type at it, and that's the goal at the end of the day. I want things in my office that make me happy. That's why my walls look like this. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this journey with me, despite how time consuming it was, like sanding every one of those 88 keys several times and then having to redo some. It was a lot. But no regrets. I'm glad I did it. Very happy with the results. And like I said, hope you enjoyed seeing the journey along the way. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and if you'd be interested in seeing more like, I don't know, hands-on projects like this in future, if there is ones that I decide to take on. Hope you have a good day and a good week, and I promise in the next video we will get back to specifically talking about web design. So I will see you then.